Hey guys, welcome to a quick video on an issue I've been having with this 2004 Cadillac Escalade. The particular issue that I'm going to talk about in today's video will likely pertain to most GMT800 trucks from 1999 to 2006, and probably some other GM vehicles that have a similar fuel tank design. As you can see, I have the tank out of this truck now. Not too bad of a job. You can see there's your fuel feed line and your return line. You have two straps that hold in the tank. Here and here we have some electrical connections from the top of the tank, and then back here obviously you have your filler, vent, and charcoal canister. I did replace the charcoal canister in this truck and it turned out to not be my issue, but I will show you what's going on with it now. As you can see, I have two fuel tanks here. This is a good replacement tank that I got from a local wrecking yard. This is the tank that was in the truck, and what I found is that there is a fuel filler check valve, or it's called a rollover valve, in these GM tanks. It fits to the inside of the filler neck and basically shuts off fuel flow in the event of a rollover or if the tank is full. The issue I was having with this truck is upon filling it up entirely with 29 to 30 gallons of fuel, it would start erupting fuel out of the filler all over the side of the truck, and then it would actually force fuel out of the top of the fuel pressure sensor on the top of the fuel hat up here, just making a mess. So after doing hours and hours of research, I found out what the problem was. I went ahead and pulled my tank. I found this valve just rolling around in the bottom of the tank. So you can see this is the actual valve, and this is the retainer that was supposed to hold it on, and I'll show you what I mean on the new tank. Now, looking at the tank that I'll be installing, you can see that valve inside there. That's actually spring loaded. You can see it's angled so fuel can pass it until obviously the tank is full, and then it pushes that valve back shut. Here's the view from the inside of the bad gas tank. You can see straight out to daylight there through the filler. This is the inside of the new tank, and you can see that white plastic retaining clip there holding in that rollover valve. So these two little items are the issue. They were just broken off and loose inside of that tank, and obviously we have a good used tank to put back in. So I'm going to reinstall this, and then we'll go to the gas station and see if we fix the problem. Tank is back in. As you can see, there's the straps, return line there, and then up top you've got your filler neck, vent, and then charcoal canister lines are all hooked up there. I have some fuel here that I drained from the old tank. I'm gonna go ahead and refill just 5 gallons now, start the truck up, check for leaks, and then we'll go to the gas station. All right, back on the road, test driving the truck, and we're gonna head to the gas station to fill it. You can see it's got just about half a tank there. I put 15 gallons back in it, so we'll go and top it off the rest of the way and see what the verdict is. Now before, when I would lock this handle out, I wasn't actually trying to top the truck off. I was just letting it auto-fill, and as soon as that handle shut off, it would just spray fuel like you can't believe out the side here. About 29 gallons now. It's a 31-gallon tank. You can hear it. Beautiful. No overfilling gas tank anymore. Well, as you can see behind me, the truck's back on the lift. Unfortunately, there is a defect in this brand new fuel pump that's in this truck, and I'll show you what was going on. But basically, earlier in the video I mentioned when the tank was overfilled, it would start to spray fuel up out of the tank pressure sensor that wasn't actually accurate. It was spraying fuel out of a crack in the fuel hat on the pump, and I could only detect it when the tank was full. And of course, with the tank only showing this problem when full, I had to drop this tank full of the 30 gallons of fuel that we just pumped in there a minute ago. But I'll show you what is leaking here. So of course now I have to pump a bunch of fuel back out of this tank, put it in some other jugs, get the level low enough that I can pull this existing fuel pump out, and then I'll swap the new one in when that arrives here, hopefully within the hour, and then put it all back together and get it assembled for the last time. But really strange issues with this particular truck. I'm glad to have figured out where that fuel leak was coming from, because that was a really odd experience. I ended up pumping all the fuel out of the tank again because it was just too cumbersome with the fuel slosh. It's just so long that it was unpredictable. So pumped all 30 gallons back out of it, and I'll zoom in here. You can see this crack right there. So I'm just gonna pound this lock ring off of here, install the new pump, and get this thing back in. Okay, tank is back in. I went ahead and filled it up and no leaking, so we're doing good. Tank is pretty much full to the brim and I don't see any drips, so that fuel pump was definitely the issue. Well, if you've made it this far, thank you for watching. I wanted to make this video because I figured if I could help at least one person with this really odd issue, it would be worth doing. I chased my tail for hours on this thing trying to figure it out, and did a deep dive on the internet and found a thread in a forum from years ago about this valve. Sure enough, that was my issue. Of course, this Chinese fuel pump was a separate issue, not related. But take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.